Hello everyone, again welcome to our YouTube channel, that is Engineering Metrology. Today we are going to discuss the unit number 5, Linear and Angular Measurement part number 2. In previous lecture we have seen the linear measuring devices like vernier caliper, vernier height gauge, vernier depth gauge. Today we are going to see the micrometer screw gauge. Let us see what content we are going to deal today. So in today's lecture, we are going to cover linear measuring devices like micrometer screw gauge. Then we are going to cover inside a micrometer, which is parental instrument of micrometer screw gauge. Then we are going to deal with the screw thread micrometers. Then we are going to deal with surface plate and V blocks. So this is nothing but the micrometer screw gauge, which is generally used for measurement of outside diameter, as well as it is used for inside or internal diameter measurement. So there are two types of micrometer screw gauge you can see over here. First one is outside micrometer to measure external dimension. Here you can see outside. So this one is outside because the dimension or the parameter which is going to be checked is outside parameter. So you can check thickness, diameter, height, etc. So this is the outside micrometer. You can see the parts, principal parts of micrometer screw gauge. Here you can see the anvil which is fixed, then the spindle which is rotating with the thimble, or with the help of screw it rotates when the rotation of thimble takes place. So here it is the spindle. So in between anvil and spindle the job is held. Then you can see over here the sleeve on which the main scale is engraved. So here you can see the main scale. So it is the main scale, and after that successively you can see the thimble which is given to give the screw thread motion. Then the rotating scale or the circular scale you can see over here. Then the ratchet mechanism, which ratchet mechanism is given to apply the uniform pressure. And you can see the all assembly is held or framed with this frame which is having U shape. After that you can see there is also a inside micrometer which is used to measure the internal diameter. The second type you can see over here to measure the internal diameter. So these are the principal parts. While in exam you have to carry this diagram as well as the principal names of the parts which are deal here. Then an outside micrometer is shown in figure consists of two scales. Already we have discussed the two scales are main scale as well as the thimble scale, or you can say it as a rotary, circular or rotating scale. While the pitch of barrel screw is a zero 0.5 mm. So here it is the thimble, and inside this you will get a barrel screw which is having 0.5 mm travel, or that is called pitch, thimble pitch. Then the thimble has graduation of 0.1 mm. So the thimble is having 0.01 mm. Here it is, you can see a thimble, and on this thimble the graduations are having 0.01 mm. So the least count of a micrometer screw gauge is 0.01 mm. Earlier we have discussed the least count of a vernier caliper, which was 0.02 mm. So here you will get the accurate least count than this. So it is 0.01 mm. So if you are going to deal with accuracy, you must have to choose micrometer over your vernier caliper. So let us see how exactly the least count of a micrometer screw gauge is calculated. Here you can see the formulae which is used to calculate the least count of micrometer screw gauge. Least count LC is equal to, you can see over here, smallest division of main scale. So smallest division of main scale upon total number of divisions on circular scale. So the total number of division on circular scale. So here in second step you can see the smallest division on main scale is 0.5. So in next diagram we are going to discuss what is mean by that smallest division on main scale and the total number of division on circular scale. Earlier when we are calculating the least count of a vernier caliper, it was the smallest division was 1 mm and the total number of division on main vernier scale were 50. So by same formulae we are going to calculate the least count of a micrometer. Here the smallest divisions are, the smallest division is 0.5 and the total number of division on circular scale is 50. So meanwhile we are getting the least count as a 0.01 mm. So comparing with the least count of a vernier caliper, you can see over here 1 mm upon, what is 1 mm? 1 mm is nothing but the minimum division or the smallest division that can be measured by that particular vernier main scale, that is 1 mm, and the total number of division on vernier scale, those are 50. So the least count of vernier caliper is 0.02 mm. So while calculating the dimension or the total calculation, you can see the least count of a micrometer screw gauge is more accurate, more nearer to the closer to the accurate value or the true value than the vernier caliper value. So you can see while choosing measuring instrument, you must have to prefer first of all micrometer screw gauge as per the range of that particular component. So it is all about the least count. So let us see how exactly the reading is taken by using micrometer screw gauge. So here you can see how exactly the calculation is done. First of all, carefully observe what is mean by main scale or where exactly the main scale is, the thimble scale or circular scale or rotating scale is. Then finally we are going to calculate the dimensions which are done. So here the main scale reading is showing 5 mm. Here you can see the main scale is showing the 5 mm. You can observe here, here it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But the rotation of thimble showing that the edge of that thimble is passed from 5 and it is also passed from the 0.5. Here you can see the engraved lines in between 0 and 1. Here you can see the minimum value that can be measured or the division that can be measured by the uh, micrometer screw gauge is 0.5, because you can see here the line between, this is 0 line, then you are watching this one. This is 1, 2, 3, but in between these line you can see the line is engraved in the center, that is 0.5, that is 0.5 mm, and that is nothing but the minimum or the smallest division that can be measured by the micrometer screw gauge. So here you can see the main scale's minimum division is 0.5. So as we are going to see how exactly the readings are taken, so here you can see it is past 5 mm, and also we have to add this zero point 0.5, then the total number of division on the circular or thimble scale, you can see it is 20. From 20 we are going to count 21, 22, 23, 24, then 25. After that 25 you can see over here 26, 27, and this 28th line is matching with the main scale. So the final reading of a circular or rotating scale is 28 mm. So here you can see, so the formula will become main scale reading plus in bracket circular scale or the thimble scale into least count. So earlier we have seen the main scale reading is 5, that is here you can see the 5 plus the 0.5, here you can see the 0.5 plus in bracket 28. This 28 we are going to add because the 20, after that 0.5 28 divisions are passed away by this thimble or by the spindle, so that we have to take in account the 28 into 0.01 mm, that is the least count. Here you can see that is the least count of a micrometer screw gauge. Earlier we have calculated the least count. So the final reading will become 5.78. So this 78 is nothing but the addition done of these two digits, that is 0.5 plus 28 mm. So that will become 78.78. So we are going to add the total reading, that is 5.78 mm. So the reading taken by the micrometer screw gauge is 5.78 mm. So you can observe in this calculation the least count is 0.01 mm. So in vernier caliper the least count was 0.02 mm. So the multiplier is odd here and the multiplier in your vernier caliper least count, that is even. So while taking any readings you are going to get reading in terms of even value, but here you can see the value will become closer to the true value. So the micrometer screw gauges are more accurate than the vernier caliper. So by the accuracy or precision you are going to always you are going to choose the micrometer screw gauge over your vernier caliper. So this is all about the reading of how to take the reading of micrometer screw gauge. So first of all we have seen the main scale reading, then we have add the thimble scale into least count, then we have calculated this reading, and finally we came to our result, that is 5.78 mm. So in structure you can see this is the dimension which is placed inside the anvil and the spindle, and this reading came across that procedure. So this is all about the reading of a micrometer. So let us see how exactly the inside micrometer and their parts are. So here you can see the inside micrometer, which is only used to measure the diameter of a bore, or you can say to measure the inside parameters of a component. Here also you can see these are used to measure the grooves inside the component, that may be circular, rectangular, etc. So the other parts or the other parameter are same like your principal micrometer screw gauge. You can also see here the ratchet mechanism, which is given to give the equivalent or uniform pressure. And you can also see here the scale, that is called the circular scale, the thimble scale. Then you can see here the main scale, which is having different the different ranges as per your application. It is from 0 to 30, 0 to 50, 0 to 25, etc. So you can see over here it is having 5 mm to 30 mm, it is having 25 mm to 50 mm. That is the range of that particular inside micrometer. As same you can see in screw thread measurement, the anvil of a micrometer screw gauge is different. As we have seen, it is the plain anvil and spindle. In screw thread micrometer you will get the spindle and the anvil as per the Acme thread. So the all principle is same as the micrometer screw gauge. To measure the effective diameter as well as the minor and major diameter, micrometer screw gauges or micrometer thread screw gauges are used to take the accurate readings. So here it is all about the micrometer screw gauge. Now we are going to see the digital micrometer, which gives the exact reading up to 0.001 accuracy, that is 1 micron. It gives up to 1 micron accuracy and having the application range, that is 0 to 25 mm. You can see over here, and the digital as well as analog reading you can take and you can compare the reading. Here it is the analog reading as conventionally we have seen, then it is having the digital display over here. So this is the digital micrometer screw gauge, and it is more accurate than our conventional or the analog one. So in inspection labs or in reference standard labs, it is morely used to calibration as well as for the measurement as well as for the calibration of dial gauge indicator. These are compulsory used. So let us see the surface plates which are used in laboratory as well as inspection lab as well as in workshop. So these are the standard plates which are used to take the reference datum, and while taking the readings we must have to take a reference datum that is virtually zero. So we are going to discuss about the surface plate. So the granite surface plate are used for precision gauging, inspection, then layout and marking purpose. They are preferred by precision tool rooms. Then already we have discussed these are used in industries, research laboratories because of their following outstanding advantages. So the granite surface plate is having the distinct advantages like no rust, no corrosion, relatively rough free, then longer wear, smoother action, greater precision, non-magnetic, lower coefficient of thermal expansion, and non-glaring surface. As you can see, there are three types of materials used for surface plate, that is cast iron, then the fiberglass or the glass toughened, mechanically toughened glasses, then the natural granite plate. So these are having the distinct advantages because they have not uh, affected by the magnetic waves, then they are low to the coefficient of thermal expansion, and the glare free surfaces. Glass is having glare so that we cannot take the accurate readings, or we will suffer from the parallax error. So this is the granite surface plate which is used to take uh, datum reference while taking readings and having the calibration. So here you can see the CI surface plate which is shown in the figure. Then the glass surface plate you can see over here. Then the surface plate used, how exactly the surface plate is used. This is having the granite plate. So the all the devices or the instruments are kept on surface plate, and the procedure of taking reading is done by using the same surface plate. This is corrected with the datum reference, and it is made zero with the horizontal plane, and finally the readings are taken. So it is the angle plate. You can see the vernier height gauge here. Also you can see the standard square block here. So these are the uh, uses of surface plate in industry as well as in laboratory. So the surface plate is most important datum while taking the reading, while taking the calibration, as well as taking the inspection in a metrological labs. So finally we are coming to the application or the use of a V block. So V blocks are widely used in workshops, tool rooms, and standard rooms for a variety of application in tooling inspection purpose, such as marking accurate centers, checking concentricity, parallelism, etc. So in figure you can see the cast iron plain V block, cast iron elongated V blocks. Then we are going to see the cast iron universal V blocks, then hardened and grounded steel V blocks, then granite V blocks, and the magnetic V blocks. We can see over here all the types are kept in front of you. This is the magnetic one. In any metallic or the ferrous metallic surface, you can directly attach this V block, and while taking reading you can firm it using the magnetic property of that particular base. This one is of granite, and let us see how exactly these are used. So while taking or while marking purpose, to check the parallelism, to check the concentricity of a cylindrical part, you must have to keep the part over the V block like this, and you have to clamp this cylinder like this. And with respect to the reference datum, you have to check the parallelism of this particular axis with respect to this plane, or concentricity with respect to other parts. So likewise you can take reading, you can inspect the cylindricity also by using the dial gauge indicator. Here you can place the dial indicator, and by give the rotary motion to this, and you can directly carry out the inspection of a circularity as well as roundness. So this is the use of a V block, and such kind of V blocks are used in inspection in industry, inline inspection of spindle as well as the mandrels of a particular inspection labs. So this is all about our today's lecture. If you have any queries, comment below, and if you have any queries you can directly ask to my mail. Thank you very much.